Hello. I don't actually know why I started the stream. I'm not even ready yet. I actually have something I need to do before I start streaming. I forgot that I don't actually have my lights in the room, so the camera's gonna look really dark. Oh, it's gone up to 29.8 degrees. So I am going to be streaming some more Nine Souls. Yep, that's right. I almost got the name wrong. Actually, I didn't. I just forgot what the name was as I was saying it. So my I don't know what it is that I was doing last time I played this game. It has been over a week. I left it too long. I left it just long enough to the point where I was kind of like, do I just give up with everything? It's been a week and a half. I've been forgotten about. So that was my initial what the fuck is this? No, I don't want Uber. Hello, Maya. But yeah, no, it was that's what happens. That's generally how it happens. Is the longer I go without streaming, the less likely I am to stream, which I think is a fairly reasonable thing to happen. But yeah, I do just need to run and grab the lights while I'm away. Maya, how are you? Okay. I will be back in a minute while you answer that question, if you answer it. Ugh. Alright, I'm back with it. I'm gonna. Oh, I stepped on the floor weirdly, and it kind of made it sound like the floor was gonna collapse in on itself. Hi, sorry. I took the lights out of my room. I took the lights out of my room to do that thing, the health and safety video, and I haven't brought them back yet, so that's why I'm here. I don't keep I don't keep track of like global weather conditions. Anyway, I've got my suspicions as to where you are, Maya. I'm not gonna say because you're evidently trying to keep it a secret. So I have my way. I have my suspicions. Are you all right, Salty? Okay, take that out. It's not like the weather hasn't been too bad these past few days. But today, I think I probably chose a bad day to start to start a stream because it is going to be very warm. I wrote the title of this stream. Wait, how long? 4 minutes ago. I wrote the title for this stream maybe 5 minutes ago, and it is now gone up by 0.5 degrees in my room. Put that down there because I don't need it. You know what? Here, you can have a look at me in my mood lighting, which is currently the wrong lighting. As I struggle to do anything that is normal. Because I'm just a special little guy. You should drop out from studying and become a VTuber. Yeah, might as well. I'm pretty certain that voice changes are pretty good. To be fair, I think male VTubers do as well as female ones. Well, I think it depends actually. I don't know any male VTubers. All I know is that like the most popular ones, the most popular ones I know of are female. But that might say more about me than anything else. I don't watch VTubers, but they're the only ones that ever seem to show up anywhere. How do we use this tripod again? Like this, I think. People like women. What? There's no. What's like, you know? Where's the problem with that? Ugh. People like women. That's what I'm going to be running for parliament under. That's my slogan. People like women. Vote for me. Plug that 'cause I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need it. What's this? No, fuck off. No, what? No, piss off. What are you doing? Stop that. I take that out. I don't need it now. No. I'm gonna. I'm gonna retroactively become a VTuber. This down here. Plug that in there. Oh, what have I? Oh, I just pulled my cable. Oh, no, it's fine. There might be like some slight background noise, and you might hear like people screaming outside or something. It's just generally what happens. There might be some background noise though because I've got a fan pointing at my legs. Oops, sorry. It's just a funny little game for you. All right, I got the Joker over here. Okay. This good. All good. Okay. Ah. I was very close to it when I turned it on. There we go. There we go. Much better. You see me walking down a broken road, and I'm going, vote for me so we can fix this fucking. People. Oh, it looks like I've got kidney failure. Uh, apparently the roads in the UK are terrible. I don't drive, so cannot confirm nor deny. Don't look at my shirt, you perverts. I saw that. Apparently the roads in the UK are abysmal for that, and they're like just full of potholes, and it looks like a Brazilian motorway. But like every politician under the sun says that they're gonna fix the roads, but like none of them do. We got last year when we had like the leaflets come through for the local elections. They're like, oh yeah, if you vote for us, we're gonna fix. You know, you'll see like the Conservative Party was like, oh, vote for us, we'll fix the roads. And then they were, and then you look at the Labour Party, it's like, well, vote for us and we'll fix the roads. The only one that was saying that didn't say they're going to fix the roads was Reform Party. They were the only ones. They were too busy acting like they were being silenced. And it's like, the only thing, there was no difference between any of the parties. Green Party was a little bit different, but it's because it's Green Party. No one was going to vote for Green Party anyway because it's a fucking Green Party. Of course, people are going. Of course, you're going to say they're going to fix the roads. Everyone's going to vote for you to fix. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, make sure you vote for this person. They're going to fix the road." It's like, but I've read the leaflet. They're all going to fix the roads. None of them do. All right, that's enough whining about the roads. No, there was one road nearby that was fixed. That was true. My dad did drive down it on one day, and there was some sign. Like I was in the car with my dad, and he drove down it, and it was abysmal. Like even me with my untrained, non-driving eye, I could see that the road was not very good. It was it definitely looked like a dirt trail somewhere in the deep mountains of Chile. Even though it was in the middle of a rather normal housing estate, slightly higher than average housing estate as well. And then like a couple weeks later, we went down it, and it had been entirely redone. So it does get done occasionally, but you know they always complain about the roads. That's the only thing that people complain about. That and immigrants. But, you know. What was I doing in Nine Souls? I'll figure it out. I can't even remember how to play the game, to be honest. Let's turn that on. Do I have that? No, I don't. That's fine. So, yeah. It's currently 30.5 degrees Celsius, like you might want to know. I did have the curtains closed this morning to try and keep some of the heat out, because I was like, well, if the sun isn't shining in, then it's not going to be as hot. But it didn't seem to work. Oh, the fan's blowing, but it's just blowing hot air at me. The thing is, I can't really even have it on like I could have the fan on the windowsill, but it doesn't pull air in. Nor can I really put it anywhere to push air out. And so it's just kind of... I just kind of sit in this room with full of hot air. It doesn't go anywhere. I can't open the door. Because I like the dog will come in, or like mum will walk in or whatever. And I don't want that to happen. Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. I wasn't planning on streaming today, so I don't look presentable, so sorry about that. You're gonna have to just deal with it. This lighting makes my hair look significantly more grey. Maybe it might just be that I am very grey. Every time I look in the mirror, I have infinitely more grey hair. Doesn't help that last time I got my hair cut, I had the guy leave it long. I was like, please don't. I want to keep it long for a bit. And he was like, really? Summer's just starting. Are you sure? I was like, yeah, be fine. Be grand. All right, let's try and remember how to play Nine Souls. Do I have the button ready? I'm going to need the button ready. We're going to need it. What were we doing then? Where are we? We're here. I seem to die up there, so I'm going to assume that's where I was going. So that's one good thing about dying, is that I can then keep track of where I was. Can I break this? I don't think I got that yet. No. Okay. Let's move. Let's actually move something up a little bit. Move that up so I can see what things are making what noises. Bring that down slightly, because I want my voice to be louder than the game. There we go. In okay, in YouTube news, that video that I put out the other day, the health and safety video, didn't get many views, but that's like whatever. It was this isn't me complaining about it, but in typical YouTube fashion, the video that I've spent like I spent a couple hours making. I made that other video. I made the what was it called? The pointing at thing. The pointing at thing is saying I like that video. I made that in a morning. It was one of the few times when I finish a video and upload it within the time frame, within the same hour basically. So that's why I didn't realize until much later on that I actually am certain that I forgot to add transitions into the end of it, which is not a huge problem thinking about it, but is something that I remember now that I forgot to do in my haste to get the video out as quick as possible. So never mind, because I wanted to use the transitions. They're not like, you know, they're not anything. It's not like custom transitions. I am just copying them. I'm just pasting them in from like the pre-build, pre-selection list. But yeah. I was like, I'm going to use those some more. It might make the video look slightly more professional. Don't think it did, but it's the thought that counts, isn't it? Okay. There we go. I forgot that. I need to remember that I can do that. And I have. And I think I did in my head. It kind of fits into the video because the end of the video is meant to go a little bit quicker than the beginning. I really did just make that video because I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about the Dreadnought and the Empire Titan. That's all I wanted to do in Space Marine 2. I have played over the past couple weeks almost probably over 80 hours of Space Marine 2. And every time it really is, it's not like an exaggeration for the video, which you probably wouldn't even know because I'm not not the most excitable speaker, but I really do enjoy seeing that Dreadnought. I really do enjoy seeing the Dreadnought and the Titan whenever I play that, because it's such a fun thing. Two of my favorite things in Warhammer are the Dreadnoughts and Titans, and I didn't really like in Space Marine 1 there's a Warlord Titan, but it's not the cool type of Warlord Titan that you'd see like now. It's like a type that was like designed specifically for that game, and it looks a bit shit and I don't like it. So it did really make me happy when I discovered that there was an Imperator Titan in Space Marine 2. It also very much helps that the combat in Space Marine 2 can be very fun at times. Crack pipe, thank you. Okay. Ignoring that. Oh, but should I? Come on. Don't do it! Oh! It's alright. Shit. Crack pipe. Good. No! Alright, let's just... Oh, wait. Oh, is that gonna be a check? Is that like a... Oh! Okay. It's alright. No! Yes. Okay, there we go. I had a feeling there was going to checkpoint. No! Stop it! I don't want to press the button. Okay, there we go. I remembered. I remembered to check this time. But yeah, no, in typical YouTube video fashion, I make a video in like 5 hours and that gets 300 views or whatever it is. Which is, I mean, doesn't show off the best of my, my creative qualities, but, I'm not gonna complain. What is that? Can I bugger off? Alright, I don't trust what's inside this pagoda-looking structure, so I'm gonna go and heal up. I want to heal up down here. And do I have? How much stuff do I have? Not. Is that enough? I don't know if that's enough to actually get anything. And did I miss anything up there? No. Okay. So I can feel it heating up. We're in for a sweaty day. Absolute sweater. Come in. Absolute sweater of a day. Hello, it's a pleasure palace. You know what? I can see some entwined snakes. This is a pleasure palace, isn't it? There it is. Fuck, this is my kind of place. Pleasure palace. I thought I told you to stop bothering us. This is a private banquet. You can't be here without an invitation. Oh, look at those guys in the background just going to town on the drums. Fucking love them. There's an apocalypse outside your door and you're still in the mood for this. Well, under these apocalyptic conditions, this is exactly what we should be in the mood for. Isn't it better to choose joy over moping around? If you must know, I think optimism is a talent. It doesn't take any talent to keep your head in the sand. You need to see for yourself the Imperium district is completely out of control. We need to act quickly. There might be some hope if we can wake everyone up. Psh, you're such a nag. Like I said before, it's not that serious. We've always been low on parts and resources to keep the soulscapes operational. Since we left Penglai, countless people have already died in their dreams and met their maker. So, is this your big Eternal Cauldron project going as planned? Sorry, is your. Sorry. I read it. I didn't know? Ignorance is bliss, no? Worry not. We still love New Kunlun, the second home of our dreams. Right, Fuxi? Only here can we party for eternity, with never-ending music and ever-present guests. Enough. I'm really here to collect the remaining soul seals. Hand them over and I'll leave you to rot in your decadence. I'm tired of asking questions. Fine, I'll hand them over. And you better stay the hell away and not... Huh? Absolute terror? He's speaking a forbidden language. I didn't actually drink anything there. I changed my mind. Really? Is it that serious? I'm sorry, Fuxi. I'll make things right, so don't be mad. Huh, my big brother said you're erratic, and you hate the rich and powerful. It's true. If I handed the keys of power to you, it would definitely come back to bite us. What? You might even destroy New Kunlun? I see now. As expected, nothing escapes my brother's keen eyes. We have only one option. Heh. Teehee? When's the last time you played in a martial arts drama, Fuxi? You're in luck, Yi. Not everyone gets to play a scene alongside this famous actor. I should do my part and play some music for this special occasion. Pleasure Palace fight! Absolute decadence. Oh, hello. Okay. Just remember how to play the game. That's not how we fight. It's a pleasure palace. It's not a strip club. We got a strip club and fighting game before GTA. It's not a fighting game. Yeah, Palace of Pleasure. I'm just making that up. Well, Pleasure Palace is kind of a word, but this... It's kind of like... I don't really know what it is, I'll be honest. I don't know what this is. It's a crack den, really. It's more of like a hookah lounge. Where people go to be promiscuous. And dance for eternity like that girl in the background. Oh, fuck. I wish this was my house. Absolute unprecedented levels of decadence. Okay. Alright. This is what Bread Corp Incorporated is gonna look like. When did I change my weapon? How do I do that? I forgot how to do that. That's how. Alright. I need to remember how to play the game properly. Well, I don't need to remember. I kind of remember it. It's a very intuitive way of playing. I just need to get better. I actually quite like in this section. I don't know how noticeable it is on stream. But throughout that entire area that I was in, you can hear the beat of this song playing, like the bass in the background the entire time, which kind of just is the sort of hint of which direction to go. Welcome, Vispheric. You're just in time to witness the Pleasure Palace, where everyone's doped out on smack and alcohol and getting up to some promiscuous behavior. And there's some guys banging the drums in the background in such a depraved manner. Oops, I didn't do that. Okay. Pipe, pipe. Oh, never mind. So that, okay, I've got to be more aware of the, of what's going on there. I think I've got to be a little bit more, patient. Welcome to the Pleasure Palace in Skegness. Skegness Pleasure Palace. Don't tempt me. Alright, grab that. There's a lot of damage. Oops. Oh, that was close. That one wasn't. Shit. You've got a pleasure palace in your basement. Now, that's a pleasure dungeon. There's a difference. It's a dungeon of pleasure. Dungeon o' pleasure, I think the Irish would call it. It's like a good pleasure dungeon. I want that smacked out girl dancing in the background just as a loading icon for Left 4 Dead 2. Okay, not doing very well here. I don't know how many times I've already missed a death in this stream, but you know, oof, beery. Like I said, if I get big and famous enough, someone will go and count it all for me later in the future. How dare you talk bad of the Irish? They fought valiantly against us. Okay. One day I'll go to Ireland and prove that it's not that bad. I'll go to the Belfast Spire. Oh, I forgot that I had the input thing on stream. Forgot about that. Okay. There we go. That's what I want to do. Shit. Shit. I don't know how long today's stream's going to be. I would like to beat, if as long as all going well, I would like to beat this boss today. I don't really want to necessarily be spanning it over multiple streams. But I don't know how long today's stream's going to be, specifically because A, I forgot to have something to eat before the stream, and secondly, it's just going to get progressively hotter in my room, and I would rather not die of heat stroke. Right. So that is an excuse to do it. Given her on up high with the flute or whatever she's got up there, the recorder lady. Given that she hasn't actually done anything in the fight, I'm going to assume that this is going to be like a 19-phase fight. But we'll deal with the other phase in a minute. Okay. Fucking look at him going to town on those drums. Fucking love them. I like that. Pointing at things in 9 souls and saying I like it. I like that. Right. Oh, it's Mop Classic coming. I was excited and wanted to do it, but I don't think I actually did. Thinking about it, I was like, I would like to, but no, because I'd have to pay through the rest of Classic to do that, and I'm not doing that. They've practically they ain't got many expansions left in the Classic line now. What's the point? What are they gonna do when they get to the end? They're gonna reach Dragonflight soon. they're just doing the same thing twice. There's still got quite a few. I know there's like 3 or 4 between Marp and Classic and Dragonflight, but still. Oh, I'm struggling to do that one. You know what I did like? Sorry, I got distracted thinking about WoW. I think I died a couple of times. What I did like was that Mists of Pandaria event that they did, where you could basically just play through Mists of Pandaria, but like really, really quick, and like you became really, really powerful. And the whole reason that you did it was to get mounts and cosmetic items for your main character. That was fun. Though I did start playing it towards the end of it, which meant like I think maybe I could level up really quick. I don't know. I don't know how the scaling worked in it. if I can jump over that. You did get OP really fast, and that's why it was fun. And if you played one character for like the entire time, if you played like one character for like the entire time, you could get to the point where like Destruction Warlocks were able to like solo the 25-man heroic raids or whatever. You don't defeat the progression is to get really, really powerful. I just like being really, really powerful. It's kind of like a roguelite. Don't get me wrong, you do get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm powerful enough to do everything, so I don't actually need to do it now. What's this disgusting next phase gonna be? I'm gonna assume that there might be a couple more phases. I'm gonna assume that there might be some more phases because it seemed like that tumor was growing, and if I'm gonna wait for that tumor to explode, then that might be a third phase, which is worrying. But you know, I got this far, so I can get further. But no, like I said, a little bit tempted with my Mop Classic, but yeah, I'd have to play all of Classic up to Mop, which I don't really want to do. Though it might bring back some nostalgia because Mr. Pandaria was the expansion that I started playing in. Technically, it was Cataclysm, but Mop was the first expansion that I know that I played. It's like a part of the soundtrack that's just like someone going yee-haw. I'm not buying a level boost to play Classic. I'd have to pay for a subscription and pay for a level boost. I ain't doing that shit. Okay. That's interesting. Nope. Okay. I'd still have to pay for a subscription. That's the thing. I know that I wouldn't have to pay for Mob Classic because that's stupid. You just get. I know that. My first major class was a Paladin, and I only did that. Well, I tried Mage, and my first major class was Paladin, and I only did that because I wanted to get Paladin to level 55 because I needed that to get. I needed that because I wanted to play Death Knight, and then I played Death Knight and never looked back. Until I switched to Warrior and Dragonflight. Did I play this game again? Not that. That's not how you play the game. So, no, don't do it again. Sorry, I was doing something before the stream, and so the controls for that were seeping in. My hunch is France. Oops. My hunch is France. Based on what? Based on... So... I have Twitch analytics, which tells me where people watch from. And so, on that list of people, on that list of viewers, there is, in the top 5, someone from France. But... that's only it's only a tentative one because of that. Because I also think you might be from the UK. Simply because you're online at the same you're online at the same times that I am, and you eat kebab. And your English is, you know, exceptionally good. But there have been times where you have messed up in ways that I would expect a non-native English speaker to mess up. I can't say any specifics, I cannot remember. So it's either England or France based on my current hunch. Also because in that screenshot you sent the other day, it was in euros of Steam, which I don't know how far you're willing to go to extend the lie. The other possibility is maybe the Netherlands, but I know that I have Zombie who's from the Netherlands, so that's where the Netherlands ones are coming from. The percentage of viewers the percentage of viewers that I have from France is insanely low, as in someone may have just clicked on the video. So, someone may have just clicked on the stream and gone, this guy's shit, and left. So it very well might not be France. Because I do have the number of people that watch me from the UK seems to be higher, potentially, which means that someone else would have to be British other than Vispheric. So I'm not entirely certain, but you also talk about kebab a lot, which rules out America, because while I do think they have kebab in America, I don't think kebab is as big a part of American culture as it is as Western Europe or Turkey, but I don't think Turkey. I don't think it's Turkey, because I don't think I've got any Turkish viewers. And I know you said something about your sister stealing a Bible, so that rules out Muslim countries. And the other thing that pointed me towards France would be that one time you made a comment about copyright law and said you didn't want to mention anything about it in case, because the copyright law in your country was different, therefore it could give away the thing. But that would have to assume that I would know what that copyright law is. And I could only think of one country that has copyright law that's a bit more strict than others, and that would be France. Because they have things like you're not allowed to take a picture of... They have very strict, like, other laws. Like, so maybe... And, like, you can't take pictures of, like, Eiffel Tower at night or whatever. So it was things like that that kind of made me kind of go... It's either France or the UK. I think Taiwan was on there as well, but I had ruled out somewhere like Taiwan. Why would someone steal a Bibli to sell on the black market? But I will say I didn't go looking for the Twitch analytics. I don't actually know how to find them, because I remember I saw them and was like, that's interesting, and then clicked off. And then I actually wanted to see them again, and I have no idea how I found them. So I don't know where they are. I very rarely go to my Twitch analytic page. I very rarely go to my Twitch just settings page in general. The other day, I was like, by the way, you need to update your tax information. I don't know how long that's been there for. And I was like, you need to update your tax information before December 24. And I was like, it is significantly past December 24. So I don't really know what that was about, because I updated it and it didn't moan at me or anything. So I don't know what that was. I mean, nothing had changed. There's something that I clicked on. I was like, oh, I forgot that was something I used to do occasionally. But yeah, so while I do have that as my hunch, it isn't like my... You have instilled significant doubt in me based just with other things that you say that make me think maybe it could be somewhere else. Because like that Steam thing that I said where you sent a screenshot of Steam, like you have instilled enough doubt in me to the point where I would reasonably believe that you would go out of your way to change the currency of Steam to take that screenshot. But it also doesn't help that much because I already had a feeling you were European at the very least, and so all it does is rule out like Poland, and that's it really. Which I was already not assuming. You missed the Australian guy moderator. It's because it's the middle of the night right now for him, and he got like an actual job, and I stopped playing War Thunder. Ugh. Oops. Where's that? Alright, it's going to be a minor inconvenience to have to deal with in the future. Nope. Okay. Let's try and pick that up. Oh, I missed a couple. Okay. Then I need to get through phase 1 with as much health as possible and as few uses of the pipe as possible. And that might sound obvious, but it would be very useful to not have to have as many going into the second phase. Though there isn't that much time to heal in the second phase, it is still nice to have the option. Oopsie daisy. Okay. I think whoever made this game should have really gone all out with the cat aesthetic and gave these guys 6 nipples. Oops, sorry, I was too busy looking for nipples. Just that to give me some time to heal. Never mind. If I focus hard enough, then I can do it. What do I do there? I was getting unlucky, maybe. Oops. It's not actually too bad if I remember I can double jump. I'm struggling. I lost focus and started to panic a bit during that. Though if I, with me focusing like that, it became a little bit more easy. Or doable. Easy's the wrong word. We're about to hit 33 degrees, by the way. Bad start. that I'm just standing there not doing anything. Okay, died twice. Oh, today a decent amount, I'll be honest. A decent amount of today has been played. Well, I spent some time setting up my lights earlier. But today, a decent amount. We got to the Pleasure Palace. Or whatever this, I don't really know what it is. It's a banquet hall, but it looks... Don't look like they're eating food here, if you catch my drift. We're being pleasured. But yeah, I forget, just remembered she looks like the, her who floats up above us looks like the, one of the villains from Power Rangers. Oh, fuck that up, never mind. Okay. This is... you can tell when I'm not focusing. Like, even if your focus is slightly off. That's why I go silent, and these are that's why I like these games. It gives me an excuse to not say anything. But when I do, because if I say something, I'm gonna fail. But at least I said something. But if I don't say something and I focus and then I fail, then it looks bad because I focused and still failed. Oh, you're all here for the gameplay. Oh, thanks. I'm glad. Of course. When the brother guy turns, you can see how big his cock is. Don't tell anyone I said that. Sorry, I was thinking about his penis. Can't remember what. Oops, I wasn't looking. I was too looking at my thermometer. I can't remember what the last recorded temperature was, but it is getting higher. I was playing Mario 64 earlier. Absolutely do not like that game, but there's something in it that triggers me. Not triggers me, triggers my the same reaction that rocket jumping does in Team Fortress. Specifically because I wanted to do a speedrun of it. I wanted to do a speedrun. Even though I don't like the game, but it seemed like it would be a fun speed run. But even though I don't like Mario 64, speedrunning it seemed like it would have been like at least fun. If I've never, do I put cheese in my coffee? No, I do not do that. Actually, it never once has that been something that I have considered doing. I would accept, though stupid, if you put ice cream in it. But I don't think cheese would do the same thing. I don't even know. I don't think cheese dissolves. Well, I don't think milk dissolves in coffee, but it doesn't really disperse like milk would. You could put like white ink. That might change the color of it. Oops. No, I forgot to play the game. And then that just happens. I just forget midway through the game, midway through doing something. Yeah, I've been playing Mario 6. I've been, well, I tried to do it took me like an entire day, and I only got 34 stars out of 70 required for a speed run, for the 70 stars speed run, and I gave up. But one thing that I did discover is that I like doing the more trick based things, stars. I did one which is called Canonless. But I managed to, it took me a while. It's nowhere near a speedrun level of time that it took me. But I did manage to do Canonless, which was very satisfying to do because it was a trick that I wanted. Every time I've seen any speedrun content of Mario 64, Canonless Bottom Battlefield is one that I've always wanted to do. And so I was like, I want to do that. So I did. And I did it. And currently what I'm trying to do is that in a sort of like top tier 70-star speedrun of Mario 64, what the first star that you get, or at least in the one on the speedrun website, speedrun.com, in the guides that they have for it, the first star that you get in the more expert level runs is a star in Bomb Battlefield, where you shoot. Well, I think it's a Bomb Battlefield earlier when I meant Once Fortress. Anyway, you have to you're meant to use a cannon to fire up to an island that's floating in the sky, but you don't unlock that cannon until later on in the game or later on in the stage. And so there's a series of inputs you can do to just jump to the island immediately, and it's fairly difficult to do, and I had not been able to pull it off yet. And I've been trying. Earlier I was just throwing myself at it for like 2-3 hours or whatever, just doing it on repeat, trying to get it to work. And I've done everything to a point where I can do the trick kind of, but not good enough, and so I've not yet been able to make it to the island. And my friend who really likes Mario 64 is like, just do the 70-star run, try and get 70 stars to beat the game, and then move it from there. But what he doesn't understand is that I don't like Mario 64. And so I don't want to do just the 70-star run, because Mario 64 is boring, but trying to do the tricks for it is fun. And so I want to do that. It's like I like playing. Well, actually, it's a bad example because I like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but doing the start of Ocarina of Time is a little bit boring, but I like being able to do the I like knowing the trick to get out of the forest early, even if it doesn't, even if I don't necessarily use it for a speedrun thing. And it's like, that's the same sort of thing that's happening in Mario 64, is that I want to do the island skip because it looks fun to do. And then maybe I'll move on to other tricks later on. And so that's what I'm doing in Mario 64, is I'm trying to do the island skip for stage 1. Even if I'm not good enough to do the entire run that leads to, I just want to do that because it looks fun, and it is fun, and it triggers the same thing in my brain that rocket jumping does in Team Fortress 2, which is just throwing myself at it over and over again to do it perfectly. And even every time I rage quit, I will rage quit and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just not, it's just not working. I'm getting nowhere. Every time I play, I get slowly worse and worse. But then I'll quit out and I'll be sat here, and then I'll go, then there'll be a little thing in my brain that's like eating away at me. It's like, no, go on. You can do it. And so I load it back up, and it just can't, it's just like a rinse and repeat thing where I just keep rage quitting, and then my brain's like, no, go on. You can do it. And I know that I can. I know that I can do it because on my first attempt at it, I got nowhere near and I was struggling with it. And then, my first attempts, when I first sat down to try and do it, I got nowhere near it. And then I tried again, and I also got nowhere near it. And then this morning, I loaded up Bob-omb Battlefield, and I made a save state at the start of the level so I can just keep going back to it and trying again. And I managed to almost do it. And so I know that I can do it. It's just a case of me having to throw myself at it repeatedly over and over again until I figure out the button inputs. And I just know how to do it. Because that's how I did it with rocket jumping, minus the save state, because that does it all for you. Is that you just throw yourself at it until it works, and you keep throwing yourself at it until it, because you could do it once, but you're not going to be able to do it again. And that part is when it gets really annoying. It's like once you do it once, and then you keep doing it because you know you can do it, and so you keep throwing yourself at it, and it just doesn't work. But eventually, you get to a point where you don't realize that you're able to do it incredibly quick, because that's where I am with easy level rocket jumps, minus sync. Because you get to a point where you don't really think about it anymore, and you can just do it, and you forget that there was a point in time where it took you hours upon hours upon hours just to get through easy level rocket jump courses, which you can now do without thinking. And you see all the people that can't do it as you go past them while rocket jumping, and you go, I was there at one point. And that's the same sort of thing that's happening in Mario 64, and I would like to get good at least that one trick. That's all I want. All I want is is to be able to do the island skip in Bob-omb Battlefield right now, because that's fun and I'm enjoying that. I don't know why I started talking about that. I think I was just mentioning what I'm doing. Oops. And yeah, I still don't like Mario 64 though, as a whole. It was fun when I played it. There's a multiplayer mod for it that me and my friends played. That was fun. I played through Mario 64. If we count being in the same server as my friends that beat Mario 64, I've technically beaten Mario 64 twice already. But I've never beaten it on my own. But like playing Mario 64 with other people is fun, because you're just hanging out with your friends and playing a game. And yeah. I do recommend, like, if you have friends that like even slightly, if you have friends that, and want something to do, the Mario 64 multiplayer mod works remarkably. does require you to be a dirty little pirate and play on the emulated version though, so if you have any moral qualms about insulting Nintendo, maybe don't. Shit. There we are. Not perfect. What is that? Oh, do I have to go all the way to one side? Okay. Unless it stopped because I died, but I don't think it did. I think I just have to go all the way to the other side of that when the snakes come down. Hup. Hup. In some regards, all of it will be on YouTube. For someone that, if you're someone's dad, wouldn't that make you a motherfucker? Yes. Of course. I'm gonna put that on a Christmas card and send it to my dad. I don't know why I'd have to send it to him. He's downstairs, but. Have a little puff. Okay. If you're, if you count the Twitch VODs going up to YouTube as being, you know, a YouTube video, then the whole thing goes on YouTube. Hold on. It's definitely doable. I just gotta make sure that I keep focus for the entire fight. Which, the longer it takes me, the harder it's gonna be. Oh! Desperate times, desperate measures, engage Bob on Battlefield music. It's not gonna. It's not desperate yet. I've not been fighting it for that long. The stream's only an hour and 15 minutes in. I've only been fighting this boss for about, I don't know, 30 minutes. It's not desperate. I want you to know on my, while I am trying to speedrun I'm trying to do that island hop trick in Mario 64. It is in Bob on Battlefield, but I've turned down the volume to the point where I can barely hear it, because I would go insane if I had to sit there for hours listening to it. I love Bob on Battlefield music as much as the next person, but I wouldn't be able to handle it. No, okay, I got overwhelmed. Quick! Grab the irons. Send him to the dungeon. Where is it? Straight to the dungeon with ye. And not the pleasure dungeon. Shit. Oh no, I'm taking too much damage on the way in. Okay. To be fair, trying to do the island hub in Mario 64 also triggers in me the same sort of feeling that this does. Because it's less about, at least from my point of view, at least from what I can see, it's less about it's about having like a perfectly timed series of inputs. Like there is an ideal series of inputs that I can input and get it every time perfectly, and it's about finding at least as close to that as I can get. Though in this, it's different. In my head, it works. I don't know how to describe it. I'm glad there's no eye tracker on this stream, or I should be able to see exactly where I'm looking throughout the entire fight, and that would be embarrassing and shameful. Oh, you can kind of jump over that. Oh, I think it might have been low.